With its fun gameplay and its cute characters, it's no wonder why Brawl Stars has quickly amassed a huge following. But don't underestimate those cute brawlers. They're a force to be reckoned with. And with over 20 of them to choose from, how will you know which one to pick? What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. If you're new here, we love dropping great tips, top 10s, and highlights on our channel. We're quickly growing and we appreciate all our subscribers. If you're not already subscribed and you like the content, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications by clicking or tapping that bell. Make sure to give this video a like and share it with friends. I'm Sam for Top Viral Gaming, and now let's get into today's video. Today we're counting down our top 10 brawlers in Brawl Stars. For this list, we'll be looking at a brawler's amount of health, the damage they can deal, star powers, gadgets, and more. Number 10, Karl. Karl, in our opinion, is a solid tier B brawler. He has an okay health, but his damage and the way he deals damage is why he made this list. Karl is able to deal consistent damage with his super move, Tailspin, which also adds 100% to his movement speed. And with a high damage output, it makes Karl a tough brawler to go up against in battles. His main attack, Pickaxe, can hit an enemy twice, due to the fact that after it's shot, it returns to Karl. His star powers are no joke either, with Protective Pirouette being the best of the two. It reduces the damage he takes during his super by 30%. In Brawl ball game mode, you can use Karl to quickly get the ball because of his speed. And when his pickaxe returns, it can go through walls, making it ideal for when the target needs only one hit to be taken down. Number 9, Pam. Pam is easily one of the better support brawlers in the game. And not only that, she stands up as one of the better tanks in the game as well. She's a great control brawler, but doesn't fare well in one-on-one matches. Her attack sends out 9 pieces of scrap metal with a wide range that sweeps back and forth 2 times. But where she shines most is with her utility. Her super, Mama's Kiss, is a healing turret with a large range, letting you and your allies either rake in more points or just letting you and your teammates tank damage while dealing it to enemies. The recommended star power for her is Mama's Squeeze. This upgrades your healing turret to not only heal, but deal 500 damage per second to enemies. Her other star power shouldn't be overlooked either. Mama's Hug lets her become a walking healing turret. With Mama's Hug equipped, she heals 40 health for each damage she deals. And coupled with the fact that her attacks are wide and meant to deal damage to multiple enemies per attack, you can be in for a real treat. She shines the most siege game mode, where if she's able to place a turret in the middle of the map, you and your team can control the middle and gain more bolts than the enemy team. With her high health, she can be a tank and act as a shield in tough situations. And when push comes to shove, you can use her turret as a means of protecting yourself while trying to get away. Number 8, Rosa. In the 8th spot is one of our favorite brawlers, Rosa. Rosa is a heavyweight brawler and deals damage with her cactus gloves, as I like to call them. She attacks with a 3-hit combo that can pierce through enemies and deal damage to multiple enemies. Not to mention, this attack has a wide range. Although she's a close combat brawler, she makes up for it with high health, letting her tank incoming damage. Her super grants her a shield, letting her reduce damage by 70%, helping you deal a finishing blow or get away from a fight in a pinch. Her star powers also help in letting you heal. One star power, Plant Life, helps you recover your health by 200 per second when inside a bush, which you will find yourself in a lot. But coupled with her gadget that lets you spawn in a patch of bushes, this will help you a lot. Her 2nd star power, Thorny Gloves, will help you if you don't want to be that one person hiding from battle. This star power will help you deal 220 damage per hit when your super is active. Rosa shines in a lot of game modes, simply because she can tank damage and heal with her star power. The fun thing about Rosa is that with her star power, you can heal while hitting an enemy. Simply hide in the bush or fight in the bush. Number 7, Spike. Spike comes as no surprise to us when making this list because of how useful he is in battles. You see, Spike deals area of effect damage with his base attack alone. When he throws the needle grenade, upon impact or hitting max range, it explodes and sends out 6 spikes to deal damage. The fun thing is that the pattern is fixed, so you can always plan accordingly. His super is also just a better grenade, but this time, it casts an area of effect, or AoE, that will deal damage over time and slow enemies caught within range. His star powers will also help you greatly in battle, giving you the option to generate 800 health per second for a short while, which is a large amount of health in my opinion, or letting you curve your grenades, allowing you to hit enemies more easily. With this curveball star power, it opens you up to a lot of options. One is letting you hit enemies around walls when you have low health. Or with the fact that your Spike spread, you can check for hidden enemies in the bushes to catch them off guard. Spike is best against group brawlers, and if you're able to use your super against a grouped up team of brawlers, you can deal massive damage. If any of them even survive that, you can keep hitting them because your super slows enemies down as well. High damage and good utility, and that's what makes Spike our number 7 pick. Number 6, B. B is our favorite sharpshooter and the most annoying brawler to go up against. Now think about this. A brawler that has a far range, can supercharge her shot, can slow, and can spawn in drones? That's B. She has relatively low health, but she has a high damage output to balance the two evenly. Her main attack, Big Sting, is a long-range attack that deals an above-average amount of damage. And the best part is, if she hits an enemy, her next attack becomes supercharged and does 175% more damage. Now that is really gonna sting. Her super Iron Hive isn't something you should go up against either, because this spawns in 7 drones that spread out, and when an enemy is hit, it slows them down. And what makes her better are her star powers. Insta B-load lets her supercharge her next shot if she misses her supercharge shot. And for her second, and one of the better star powers in this game in our opinion, is Honeycoat. This star power lets B survive an attack with 1 health remaining, and gives her an immunity shield just for 1 second, which is just enough time to get away from a battle and heal up with your teammates. Even with all this, it's good to remember that she only has 1 bullet and low health. So when going up against her, try targeting her first. She has a lot of potential in fights, and if not dealt with, she can be an annoying enemy to deal with later. What do you think of our list so far? Agree with us? Make sure to hit that like button to let us know. Comment down below with which brawler you think we got right and which ones we got wrong. While you're there, let us know which brawler you play as. Now, let's get into our top 5. Number 5, Ems. Ems is a pretty good kit and is a common brawler, which lets a lot of people be able to play with her. Although her damage output isn't big, her range makes up for it. You see, her range is long and wide, and when coupled with her attack Spray, it allows her to not only deal damage to multiple enemies at once, but it also lingers, meaning that at the end of its range, it deals damage every half second. Her super, Caustic Charisma, lets her generate a cloud around her that slows and damages enemies, much like Spike's super, but this time, it moves wherever Ems is too. Her gadget is noteworthy here, because Ems isn't a close combat attacker, but when someone does come close to her, she can use her gadget to push enemies away and deal 500 damage. Her star power lets her raise her damage output, taking it up 20%, and the other lets her heal for 320 health per second for each enemy in her ult. And when you do the math, you can heal up to 1600 health over 5 seconds per brawler. She's great at getting at enemy bushes, or performing sneak attacks because her attacks linger. Just make sure that you're in open space because her attacks don't go through walls. And to add to her lingering attacks, she's great at gem grabs and brawl ball. Ems is a great control brawler in matches. The downside to her is that with close range, she doesn't really deal a lot of damage. So be sure to have your gadget ready when this happens. Number 4, Sandy. And our 4th spot is Sleepy Sandy. We decided to put Sandy high on this list for 2 reasons. First reason is his gadget. His gadget lets him heal back to full health in 2 seconds, but not before falling asleep first, meaning he won't be able to move. So be sure to hide him in a spot before you use his gadget. The second reason is his super. His super lets him create a sandstorm that renders your allies invisible to the enemy team. But when you take into consideration his star powers, this is where it gets interesting. With Rude Sands, it deals 100 damage per second to enemies within the sandstorm. And with the super lasting for 9 seconds, that's potentially 900 damage per second. And it stacks. So that 900 can be doubled or even tripled. And if you want to take the healer route, this can heal your allies on 250 health per second, with a total of 2,250 health per 9 seconds. And again, this can stack. Another notable aspect is his attack. His attack lets him pierce through enemies much like Rosa, meaning it can deal multiple enemies when attacking. Sandy is a good support brawler, and you can make a lot of interesting plays with him. If you're up against group brawlers, your main attack with its wide range and piercing attributes, it can be really effective against them. With your super, you can hide your allies and deal damage at the same time or heal. It makes for big plays, helps push a lot of pressure on the field, and great teamwork potential, making Sandy a good brawler, worthy of being top 4 in our opinion. Number 3, Max. Max is one of the faster brawlers, and her gadget lets her dash forward while also having an immunity shield, making for a really quick getaway or some great clutch moments. Her main attack shoots 4 projectiles with little spread, and the best part of it all is it reloads quickly, letting you deal damage as fast as you can. Her super lets her boost her speed and also boost nearby allies up to 35% for 4 seconds, letting you either survive a round or catch up to fleeing enemies to take them down in a flash. Now her star powers are a thing to be reckoned with. Her first star power lets her charge her super while moving, and it's estimated to be roughly 32 seconds to fully charge up that super, so you can always have it as a backup in case of dire situations. Her second star power, Run and Gun, helps Max reload faster while moving. With high speed and with the second star power on, you are sure to be the best support brawler if you can play her properly. Max's super helps her in sneak attacks. She can flank in and deal a ton of damage, and get out before she receives any serious damage. Coupled with her attack range and speed, you can provide suppressive fire against enemies to either prevent them from healing or to create pressure. Number 2, Surge. Everyone's favorite robot, Surge, is our number 2 pick. Surge has huge damage potential. His main attack shoots a projectile that when it hits an enemy, it splits into 2. And when you get to his 3rd stage upgrade, this split goes up from 2 to 6. It keeps going on up until 5 tiles. Now if you have the star power to the max equipped, your attack splits not only when you hit an enemy, but also when hitting walls or just hitting max distance, meaning that you can shoot and spread to get enemies out of bushes, or to indirectly hit them, to push them to a specific spot you have in mind. His super lets him fly into the air and knocks enemies back, dealing damage as he lands. His gadget can help you in quick escapes when things get too rough. It can either teleport you behind a wall, or if timed properly, can phase through attacks. The fun thing about Surge is his upgrading mechanic. With each super, Surge upgrades, which means if you manage to stay long in combat, or if you manage to survive while being able to use your super 3 times, the projectile split goes from 2 to 6, and your super becomes even more powerful and can dish out more damage. As always, high risk comes with high reward. Before we go on, we want to thank you guys for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and click or tap that bell to get notified about our latest videos. Also, hit that like button. This lets us know that you want to see more content just like this. Number 1, Mr. P. When it comes to support, Mr. P is no surprise. Mr. P has an average attack and health, but his utility is best in the game. Many players even consider Mr. P a solid S-tier brawler in today's meta. Mr. P's basic attack is throwing a suitcase at the enemy, and if it hits an opponent or obstacle, it bounces and pounds the ground, dealing even more damage. And when you pair it with his star power, Handle with Care, it becomes an even more deadly attack. This allows Mr. P's attacks to bounce, even when it doesn't hit any target, making for a better range and even scarier attack. To add more to this, his basic attack can hit an enemy behind a wall when it bounces. However, this only works with 1 tile thick walls. But even so, you can get a lot out of it. His super lets him spawn in a home base within a short distance from Mr. P, and it spawns in little robots to attack opponents. The best part of it is that they don't stop spawning until the home base is destroyed. The downside is that there can only be 1 at a time, and there's an interval of 4 seconds per robot. But still, the damage will be dealt, and at the same time, you can create pressure and push the enemies back, or just create chaos. His gadget helps in buffing his robots as well as giving it a boost of an extra 150 damage and 1000 health. Though this applies to only 1 robot on the battlefield, this can help greatly in more ways than 1. For instance, he can use a robot as a shield while he deals damage. So think carefully and think smart about how you'll utilize the robots to your advantage. His second star power is no joke either. This power lets him spawn 3 robots after being defeated, so you can still attack even after death. With all that combined, it makes Mr. P a great brawler to play with, and an even better support to play as. Agree or disagree with our picks? Let us know in the comments down below. Check out our other videos. Be sure to subscribe and turn on that bell to be notified about our latest videos.